I'm joined by University of Central Oklahoma outfielder Jacee Minter, who was recently named a All-American by two different associations. Jacee, thank you for taking time this afternoon to talk to me. Could you start by telling the viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I grew up in Edmond and I went to Edmond North and I played 4 years there. And so I decided to stay in my hometown and go to UCO, play for my hometown. So
See, now I like how you came with the humble approach that you played. I feel like you could have said you dominated because given the stats we got running across the screen right now, you got school records, you got all state, you got all reading, you got all conference. So, like, what? So, looking back out of all that, because I mean, there's a lot to choose from. But what would you say is your favorite accomplishment of your high school career?
um I think all of them are great, but All State was definitely probably the best one, making All State.
And why? I guess.
I don't know, it just kind of like put together all my accomplishments over the 4 years and just kind of topped everything off. And I got to play in the All State game and represent my school. And so that was pretty awesome.
And you also hold, I believe, a couple of records. Now, for us normal people that don't get to that level of having our name etched in history, what does that mean to you to not only hold one school record but a couple?
It means a lot. It just kind of shows how hard I worked to get there. And I don't know, it just really does mean a lot. And to show everybody like the hard work really does pay off in the end. And yeah.
So you're from Edmond, you go to UCO. How big of an advantage is it? Pretty much like you're pretty much home. Like you didn't really have to leave. You kind of everybody's there, friends are there, family's there. So like how big of a bonus is that for you?
It's awesome. I can go see my parents whenever I want. I can go home and eat a home cooked meal whenever I want. I can go swim in my parents' pool whenever I want. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so you get there and you're one of these rare freshmen that like start every game. So like how are you able to do that? Because like there's normally that adjustment period where a lot of freshmen aren't able to come in and not only contribute but play a massive role. You were able to do that. So what in your opinion allowed you to make an early impact?
I think I was going in there obviously not thinking I was gonna go and play above the girl that was in front of me, but she really just kind of took me under her wing and showed me all the steps and everything to get going in practice and in games. And I don't know, I her name's Audrey and I pay a lot of respect to her because she really did take me under her wing and she encouraged me. She was the first person to high five me in the dugout. Like she just really she helped a lot for me to be able to get that starting role. So
And in your first, like, what were you nervous? Were you cool under pressure? Like, what was that first start like?
oh, I was definitely nervous. I felt like I had something to prove and I had to prove myself to be a freshman to be out there on the field. And yeah, the nerves, it was a lot, but my coaches helped me through that. So
Also now, what would you say was the most challenging part of your freshman season?
wow, my freshman season. So the first couple games I didn't do great. I went like 0 for 17. And that was very hard for me. I had to push through that and it was taking a toll on my mental a lot. And my hitting coach, I had to have a lot of sit downs with him and work through that. That was really tough for me, was the beginning of the year.
Okay, so you talk about the over 17. So how were you then able to overcome that?
It was a lot of conversations and keeping my head up and not getting down on myself. My hitting coach, I would go see him every week and he would tell me like, "You're better than this, like you can do this. You believe in yourself, always have confidence." And that's what I did and luckily I got out of that slump and yeah.
And you went on to, if my numbers are correct here, You went on to actually earn all conference. You were second team all conference as a freshman. So like looking back on that from being where you were at the low point to then ending the season starting all conference, like do you able to learn anything about yourself that you might not have known prior to that?
Yeah, I was really able to learn that I can persevere through pretty much anything at that point because that was the lowest point of my softball career, I would say, ever. And it took a lot to get out of that, and seeing my name in all conference last year just like really showed the hard work to get out of that paid off.
And you know just looking at the numbers there. I mean, you're obviously a really good hitter. There's some home run numbers. So like what is the key to you when you go up to bat? Like what like is there like a thought process that runs through your mind? Like what enables you in that moment to clear your mind and focus on hitting the ball?
Um, when I go up to bat, I try not to think a lot. I just kind of go up there, just focus. My hitting coach always told me, like, when you're in the box, you don't think about anything, no technique, nothing. You just ball, ball, ball the whole time in your head and just yes, 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 no approach. And I don't think about going back straight. Like, I don't think about technique in the box, and I think that's helped me a lot because when I was going, like, 0 for 17 or whatever, I was really focused on the technique, like, what am I doing wrong? And I think that's a lot of the reasons why I didn't succeed at that point, and so I just try to clear my mind and just hit the ball gap to gap.
So now, how hard is it to kind of block that out? Because I imagine it was hammered home to you. This is the technique. This is how you do it. Boom, boom, boom. So like, how is it then? So like, what was that process like of kind of having to not unlearn that, but like not focus on it when the time came?
Well, it's not easy, I will say that. It's not easy when I'm in the box. I try not to think about it, but thinking ball in my head is really what keeps me from thinking about technique, just, like, focusing on the ball, her release point, my timing mechanisms, and everything like that.
And then okay, so you have the freshman year. Now most people, a lot of people have sophomore slumps, right? You had the opposite. You had a sophomore explosion.
Mhm.
So heading into the season, did you feel like you would have the type of season that you had, or did this kind of catch you off guard?
I knew that I was a better player than what I displayed last year, and I was expecting a lot from myself this year. I've actually never heard sophomore slump before, but luckily that didn't happen. Um, but I was just expecting a lot more than what I showed last year, and I worked very hard over the summer to get my swing back to what it was in high school, and it was a lot of hard work, but it did pay off this year, and I'm very thankful for that.
So what did some of that hard work you put in? What did some of that consist of?
So my hitting coach, I've gone to him since I was 8 years old, and that was another advantage of playing in my hometown because that's where he is, so I can go see him. We did a lot of work over the summer, and we basically just kinda broke down everything, the pitchers, the difference in the pitching from travel ball, high school to the now college, and we kinda worked on a different timing and going straight back and everything. It was very hard. I'm not gonna it was I was bawling in there, like, we had to have a lot of sit down conversations, heart to heart conversations, and I'm very thankful for him to help me through all of that, and I owe a lot to him.
All right, you mentioned having to adjust to pitches through high school, travel, college. So, like, what would you say is the biggest adjustment between the three?
Um, so in travel ball, the pitching I saw was very, very dominant because we would go play in these high level tournaments and see pitchers committed to Alabama and Tennessee and stuff like that. And obviously, Division 1 pitching is different than Division 2 pitching. And so my freshman year, I was having to adjust to that, and it was hard, but I feel like I found the timing and everything I need to succeed in this level.
Well, I would agree because I think this past season where we had here 12 home runs, 71 RBIs. I would tend to agree that you probably got that down pat. Now you're also a very good outfielder, and I believe I have to ask you now, you had no errors on 88 fielding chances. So like, how are you? I mean, that's unheard of. I mean, that's not unheard of, but that's like really. I mean, no mistakes. So like, how are you? How do you do that? I guess.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just did it.
So okay, so like that so is there like because I'm not privy on baseball much as I saw how much as I should be. So just talk about when you're in the outfield and the ball is hit. What then? What is that process then like to determine can I make a play on this ball? Do I let the ball bounce? Like what is that process like in that split second when that ball's in the air?
Um, well, obviously, it's kind of a routine thing for everybody to know. Your first step is back in the outfield because it's easier to go forwards than backwards. And so if you're caught off guard going back, you're probably not going to get there. So obviously, when the ball's hit, first step back. And then I have my lovely center fielder talking to me back, forward, fence, room, and she helps a lot. And we talk a lot on that. And I've gotten a lot better on getting reads on balls this year than last year. And I think that just comes with a lot of practice and live reads and stuff like that.
Now, when you say reads, what exactly is that?
Like reading the ball off the bat. So like if the ball is going back or if it's coming forwards, if it's line drive, is the ball spinning up or is it spinning down? Am I gonna have to dive for this ball here? Should I not dive over here because it's gonna get past me and no one's backing me up?
That's a lot to decipher in like a split second. Okay. I mean, that's a lot to decipher in a split second. Okay,
Yeah.
so what would you say then is the hardest part of being an outfielder?
Um, Definitely line drives. Line drives are the hardest to read for sure because it's kinda hard to tell if the ball's spinning back or if it's spinning up, and if you get your wrong first step, you're kinda screwed, and, line drives are definitely the hardest thing about being an outfielder, in my opinion.
Okay, okay. Um, Josh Smith was opening. Obviously, you're an All American. So, like, what would you say? Okay. I guess first I should ask, what was your reaction to that? Like when you learned you were not only All American by one association, but by two. Like, what was that initial reaction?
Well, it's funny because I was laying in my bed and I was watching Netflix, and my roommate just texted me, and she was like, "Congratulations, I'm so proud of you, like, you deserve it." And I was like, "What is she talking about?" And so I, like, looked on Twitter, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome." And I, like, told my mom and stuff. It was awesome. So that's actually how I found out, was my roommate.
That is crazy. Okay. So in that moment then when you All American, you learned it, it finally hit you. Did you like reflect at all on what it took to get to this point, or did you just kind of what was that post it sunk in I'm an All American reaction?
Yeah. Um, I I really just think of all the hard work from last year and this year and all the progress that I've made, and my teammates really, like, they really helped me a lot this year too, and my coaches and my hitting coach, and it was just crazy, like, seeing my name, like, All-American next to my name is just something I've dreamed of forever, and it was just really surreal to see it.
And you become the 22nd player in program history to accomplish that. So just knowing you're among that elite group of softball players throughout the years, what does that what does that mean to you?
It means a lot because I've played with Hazel last year, she All-Americaned, and just being a freshman and playing with her and what I learned from her, and she's just such a great teammate, and now that I'm there now, it's just kind of crazy because I looked up to Hazel when I was a freshman and now I'm there. And it's just weird.
Okay, so you all had a extremely good season. If my notes are right, this was the second most wins in school history. You had a
Mhm.
deep run. So, what was the most memorable part of this season to you?
The most memorable part for me or for the team?
Both.
So for me, I think in regionals, hitting the walk-off single against Southern Arc was really memorable for me. I got to celebrate on the field with my team. That was awesome. And then for the team, I think making it to supers and beating Augie twice this year was amazing. It was the best feeling ever, and being able to do that with my team and celebrating that, and it was a good high for us, and it was just amazing.
Now, your next season you're coming back. After I just what do you feel like you need to improve on heading in next season? Because obviously, if I'm just me looking numbers all American, it's gonna be very tough. So like what do you feel like you need to improve on most this off season to better help the team and take your game to a new high next year?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to keep working hard and in the outfield especially, and, our team next year is gonna be very young. We have a lot coming in, and I am going to be expected to step up into that leadership role and being able to lead those girls into being successful, and yeah, that's gonna be a big thing, and working on in the outfield as well, like my reads and stuff, and then obviously hitting over the summer too with my hitting coach.
Now you mentioned having to become a leader. Do you envision that being hard for you, or you think it'll just be a natural progression from taking what you learned under the leaders mentors that you had and now kind of paying it forward?
Leadership is hard for anybody, whether you're a natural leader or you're not. It's hard, and it just sometimes it comes natural, sometimes it doesn't, and I think that there's also different types of leaders, and I'm just gonna have to kinda figure out my role as a leader for this team next year and what it's gonna take for me to do that. And I know it's gonna be difficult, but I have my coaches and my teammates there to support me the whole way through it.
Okay. And what are your personal goals for next season?
Um,
Sorry.
my I mean, just keep improving my numbers is really my personal goal. Better batting averages, more home runs, more doubles, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's kind of hard to improve on All American season. I can't even.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a lot. Okay. Well, I guess my final softball-related question for you would be to maybe to newer fans that might have recently, due to you all's success this season, to your success this season, might have started paying more attention to you all. What would your message be to those fans? I guess just to fans in general, about what they can expect when they come watch you all play.
I think it's going to be it's definitely gonna be a different team than last year. We're gonna have to really learn how to work together because obviously we're gonna be young and we're gonna have to make that mold within ourselves. But they should expect as good or better next year.
Ooh, okay. Oh wow. Okay, that's some. Okay. Well, well, we're not shying away from expectations. I like that. Okay. Well, before I get you out of here, I do this with all the new guests. We get to know you questions. So, your favorite sports team could be any sport.
Oh. Oh. I'm not a big sports watcher. I watch softball mainly. I like OU softball. I mean, that's kind of basic, but they're really good this year and they're really fun to watch.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
watch like professional or anything really. I
Okay.
just
Let's
watch
see
softball.
here. Um. Okay, your favorite hobby outside of softball.
Um, I really just like spending time with my family. I don't have like a hobby that I'm like, oh, this is something that I love to do outside of softball, but spending time with my family is really important for me. And being able to do that over the summer while I'm not playing softball is really important to me. And we're going to go on a vacation this summer, so we get to spend time together, and I'm excited.
Oh, that's good. That's good. What's the
Yeah.
destination?
Arizona.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I hope you all have a safe trip there.
Thank you.
Is it your favorite musical artist?
See, I don't listen to music either. I guess I'm boring. I don't know. I like country music. I'll give you a genre, country music. I don't have an
Okay.
artist.
That's kind of like a wide. That's kind of a wide. I mean, we're
Morgan
talking like
Wallen.
okay.
Morgan Wallen. There you go. There's an answer. Morgan Wallen. I love
Okay.
Morgan Wallen.
Okay, now this next question might be daunting because since you don't really have a watch sport, you don't really listen, listen to music. So dare I ask, do you have a favorite TV show?
Yes, Grey's Anatomy. That's my favorite TV show.
Okay, we have
Grey's
something.
Anatomy.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, your favorite food.
Chicken, anything chicken.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, Cane's, chicken breast, anything chicken.
Okay, I can get down with that. Okay, now but you have a preferred way it's cooked though, because you can eat chicken so many different ways. You have like a favorite. Is it baked? Is it fried? Is it barbecue?
Obviously fried. Obviously fried chicken. You can't go wrong with fried chicken.
See, I like that. That's
So
a great
bad.
answer.
So bad for you, but I love it.
Listen. The way I look at it, right? You're gonna burn that off. I mean, you
Exactly.
gotta
That's what I tell myself. I'll just work out the next day and it'll be like nothing happened.
exactly. Like so, you just gotta enjoy life sometimes. And if life is biting you
Exactly.
to a crispy piece of chicken, then it is what it is. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It won't hurt
Um.
nobody.
Okay. Okay. Now, your favorite I don't know, your favorite place to get chicken from?
Mm, Canes.
Yeah.
Raising Canes. Can't beat it.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone that gets it almost weekly. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Okay.
Can't
Okay. Well,
beat
it's
Canes.
good to know we got quality tasting food. Yeah. This is. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Um. Do you have any pregame routines or rituals that you normally do?
Um, I'm superstitious about a lot of things. I usually park in the same parking spot before the game. I do my hair the exact same way every game. I put my batting gloves, my armband, and my helmet on in the same order every time I go up to bat. Um, I put my cleats on the same. I have to tuck my laces into my shoes before I play. I don't know. I'm just superstitious about a lot of little things. But that's I don't have like a ritual though, I wouldn't say.
Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. What it's just in your whole softball career from littlest to now? What is your favorite moment for you personally?
Um, I think that going to state my in high school and we made it to the championship game, that was very memorable for me. And it was just an awesome atmosphere and being able to make it there. That was the first time I'd ever made it and actually the only time I ever made it, sadly, but it was awesome, and that was probably the highlight of my career leading up to college.
Okay. Okay. Um. And then your favorite UCO moment so far.
Definitely winning regionals this year was and making it to supers was my favorite.
Okay, well, that's about all I have. But I again appreciate you taking time. You're right back to me really quickly, which I do appreciate. But I appreciate you coming on, taking time. I know it's the off season, it's summer, you relax and stuff. So but you're more than welcome to come back on, and I'm gonna try this year make a more concerted effort on the softball front. Dante McGee's been just like, yeah, man, you need to get on that. And I'm like, try, man. But okay, so making an effort.
I love Dante.
I think everybody loves Dante.
We love Dante.
So, yeah. So, like I said, you're more than welcome to come back. I'm sure at some point when it closes to sophomore season, I'll reach back out. I got to do more, figure some stuff out. But I do appreciate you taking time to come on, and I hope you have a good, relaxing, restful off season, and you have a good, safe family trip, and wish you luck heading into next season.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thank you.